and welcome to another segment of Garden Like Stupid. I'm Mark, and this is the fourth segment of my gardening series. And I'm squatting in front of my little burn barrel here. And what am I burning? Well, very controlled, some debris from over the summer, and weeds. And you say, well, okay, you're burning weeds. I'm just not burning the weeds. I'm burning them completely down, and I'll show you what I mean. These are a common weed in the Southern Plains. And anything I can pull up from the ground will probably have some dirt on it. Well, you get the idea. Anyway, you throw your weed dirt clods in the burn barrel, burn them all down, because what you're going to have left when it all burns down is whatever soil was left on the roots, and you will have the weeds cleansed. You can actually put this stuff back into your garden. Who would have thunk it? Recycling weeds. Yeah, maybe not the weeds, but we're recycling. We're not losing. See that soil? We throw that away somewhere, that goes to waste. How long did Mother Nature take to make that little bit of soil? I guarantee you, it was a long time. And so I've already put a couple barrels into my garden, so I'm sure I'll get some nitrogen value out of that, and plus the soil will be without weeds because they'll be completely cleansed because of the fire. I'll burn it all down. Now I'm going to show you something else, and you'll think, well, that's kind of silly for him to talk about this and show it to you, but I want to talk about the bean. No matter what you've heard or read in the history books, it wasn't the big guns and wild saloon fights and the railroad that conquered the West. It was the people who fed the people that built what we have as America. And you can't, just ask the Donner Party, without food you don't go far. And one of the unique vegetables that I think is like the perfect vegetable is the bean. String beans, pole beans, they've got different type beans like Blue Lake. That's one of my favorites, but I also grow pole beans. I got a first-hand education on how important the bean was to settling out west when I was asked and provided some garden starts with about a dozen different kinds of beans that the soldiers originally ate at the Fort Gibson fort up in, and it's a little ways northeast up from Muskogee County. And when you come down and visit us this summer, you got to go see the fort at Fort Gibson, and they've got an officer's garden, and I was proud, very proud to help with that project, and I learned a lot. The soldiers that first protected the settlements out here ate a lot of beans. If you envision them eating buffalo and there was all kinds of deer jumping around all the time, they didn't know the terrain. The Native Americans did that were out here, and the ones that helped the settlers from starvation, they did what they did, and they were making the best of a bad situation for the ones that had come from the Trail of Tears. And but I will tell you, the bean is what saved our culture to come out here and settle and thrive. And I'll show you how I have it set up. And I've got one line of beans in, and I'll show you how I did it rather quickly. As you can see, I've got my pole. I can't plant a straight line, so I used some vinyl rope. And what'll happen when these beans get about 16 inches tall, so that's about well, up at the top end, that's about 2 feet. But I'm going to use that vinyl rope to help, put the vines up. I may put another one up too. I've got these poles in pretty sturdy, right up to the flange, and that one the same thing. And as you see, I've already got onions. The onions were put in before Titan, so that will give you an idea of the time frame. Onions and things like carrots and beets are weather hardy. You can put them in early or put them in late in the fall. And but anyway, that's one of my lines of beans. And if you think I'm full of beans about the West and the role that the bean took in creating our country, well, I will be full of beans in about 55 days, because that's when they should bear. Thank you for this segment of Garden Like Stupid. I hope you enjoyed the little history lesson. Come on down and see Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, the fort. Thank you.